So my best friend has just told me that they're going cruising. What do I get them for a gift? Hi, I'm Nika Waters, and welcome to today's episode of the Boat Galley Podcast, your source for answers to all your cruising questions, and maybe questions that your friends have too. Today's episode of the Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by Infinity, the most trusted name in woven vinyl flooring in the marine industry. Since 2008, Infinity has offered boat owners premier flooring options proven to withstand even the most demanding environments. Each of their products is equipped with UV-stable fade resistance and antimicrobial technology, giving them both durability and style that can't be matched. Thinking about kicking carpet to the curb? Make the switch to Infinity and see the difference true luxury makes. Use the coupon code PODCAST for 50% off samples. Find them at infinitylwv.com. This is really an episode for your friends who ask, what do you need? What can I get you when you're telling them that you're about to go cruising? You're listening to the Boat Galley Podcast. One of my favorite things about gift giving is when it happens not during a time that people expect it. Those just because offerings that come totally out of the blue. Our favorite gifts that are on the boat and still on the boat today were those things that came just because. One of them was hand carved, a beautifully, gorgeously varnished oval nameplate. And the other thing that we have is this little gargoyle that totally fits on the boat and guards us. So yeah, there are lots of things that people want when they leave to go cruising. Some of them, and some of those gifts, though, that you can give people, they might not be ones that they've thought of themselves. When you first decide that you're going cruising, the decision is made, and then all the tiny little decisions and the, oh my gosh, what do I do now, things come upon you. These are gifts, this list of these gifts, these are for people who have recently decided they're going cruising. They don't exactly have, maybe they don't even have a boat yet, and they don't have a solid plan other than we're going cruising. Carolyn talked about a number of books on a recent podcast, and I'll put a link to that in the show notes. And I've got a few others of my own. I think most of them, the one that I have on my list that Carolyn does not have on hers is another Don Casey book called This Old Boat, and we won't cruise without that one. The other ones are exactly as she said, so I won't repeat those here. Sometimes the best thing you can do when somebody has told you that they're planning on going cruising is you can encourage them. And sometimes the best encouragement can be just watching videos of people who are out there doing it. I've included links in the show notes to the websites or the Patreon pages for some of our personal favorite, really great cruising and boat work videos. My suggestion would be get a subscription, but link the login to your cruising friend's email address, and they can access this stuff either before everybody else does, if it's often depending on how the Patreon pages work, or you just know that you're helping your cruiser friend, your wannabe cruiser friend, plus you're also helping the people who are actually out there cruising, and it's helping to fuel their particular dreams. We have ones that we turn to again and again and again, and there are so many out there. These are by no means the only ones that are there, but things like Distant Shores TV, SV Delos, Ron Sailing, Sailing Solianis, Sailing Kittiwake, Samson Boat Company, these are ones that we turn to again and again and again. You've got the range of couples sailing on small boats to people sailing on boats that they had built for them. You have people who are sailing in the Caribbean or in Europe, or rebuilding a 108-year-old, 109-year-old classic wooden sailing boat in the Pacific Northwest. You've got everything at your disposal. Why not help somebody out, give a little inspiration, and you might enjoy it yourself, even if you're not a sailor. There's some practical, wonderful, practical even on land items. And I think it's really fun to have things that come your way before you leave to go cruising that you can enjoy then and know that you're building memories as you're going forward to that. There are things like Sport-A-Seat folding seats, and these are actually our preferred cockpit cushions. They work just as well on land. You can have insulated water bottles. They're durable as heck, solid performers. You're going to use them even on your commute to work now. Compact reusable shopping bags is really a spectacular one that is about being mindful of the environment that doesn't start only when you start cruising. You could have some personalized bags that you make for people, and they can take them with them cruising and remember you all along the way. And if you really, really want to give them some totally practical, amazing advice, get them tickets to Cruisers University. Being surrounded by people who are also checking out this new lifestyle and being taught by those who have solid experience is priceless. And I know from personal experience that the instructors are totally fantastic. Side note, both Carolyn and I will be teaching at Cruisers University in April. Come on over to Annapolis. Check out the Annapolis Boat Show and check out Cruisers University. There are lots and lots of ways that you can be inspirational and supportive of your friends who are just telling you about their cruising dream and plans. Here are some solid practical ideas to help them out, to show that you're not just listening and nodding with no intention of actually hearing them. I can't wait to see them, and maybe you as a guest on board, out there. Thanks so much for listening to the Boat Galley podcast, and thanks also to our sponsor, Infinity Flooring. You can find them at infinitylwv.com. Please let us know what questions you have. We'd love to answer them in a future podcast. I'll see you next time.
Slow down.